In March 2022, the keyboard community was first introduced to Qwertykeys and their QK65, an affordable, high-quality 65% keyboard. At the time, the idea of a gasket-mounted CNC machine keyboard for only $150 was a rarity. Now, almost 2 years later, the budget keyboard space has gotten increasingly crowded, but the QK65 still holds a special place as one of the first keyboards that lowered pricing without compromising on quality. Now, to close off 2023, Qwertykeys is back at it again with the QK65 V2. But unlike most other keyboards in this price range, they've continued to innovate and push the boundaries of what should be expected in a budget keyboard. So let's talk about it, right after you push the boundaries of that like button. So as you can see on the screen, my build came with a polycarbonate plate with no flex cuts, as well as an FR4 plate with flex cuts included. The PCB is a 1.6mm non-flex cut PCB that supports tri-mode wireless, and of course you get all the foams that you expect in pretty much every board these days. One other thing to note is that you'll have the option of purchasing either a 1.2mm flex cut PCB if you bend that way, although I found the board very soft to type on due to the mounting system, which uses gasket tabs similar to Geon's tadpole mount and the mounting style used in the Neo 65. They'll also be selling a separate ISO PCB, which I really appreciate because it leads to less upside down or sideways hot swap sockets. I was kind of confused at what these little black plastic pieces were for until I took a look at the board itself, and I'm happy to report that the QK65 V2 uses a screwless disassembly process, with these little black dudes acting as hooks that clip the top and bottom case together. It took a little bit of getting used to, and I found that especially with the case foam in the case, you had to apply a lot of pressure to get them to hook in properly. But once in, I couldn't pull the board apart despite using a lot of finger strength, so they do better than I expect, but I do feel like the plastic will wear out over time, so I'm glad they included extras. Without any further ado, let's take a listen to this board using the Danekeeps Ice Latte switches, which are a polycarbonate housing long pull linear switch with a palm stem and 3.5mm total travel. Keycaps are GMK Ursa, which I feel pairs really nicely with the retro beige avocado colorway of the board. Here are the typing tests. So overall, I thought the board sounded best without any foam, which was pretty impressive considering boards in this price range can sound a bit hollow without foam. That, combined with the OLED screen, which is a must in 2023, as well as the magnetic connectors that we first saw on the QK75N, make this board really easy to recommend at the in-stock price of $165. With a $20 discount that's apparently planned if you buy during the group buy, which is supposed to start around December 23rd with the usual list of international vendors, and shipping expected within 4 to 6 weeks after group buy. With over 5 million color combinations available, we've pretty much reached the limit of customizability. But at $145 for the group buy price, I'd say there's no board in this price point that offers this level of customizability and innovation. so you should probably pick one up if you're looking for a 65%. One last thing to note is that I've made no secret of the fact that I hate boards that use proprietary software that are not available on macOS. But I've spoken with the Qwertykeys team, and they've actually released a version of QK config that works on macOS. It doesn't currently support the QK65 v2, but I've been told that it will be up and running soon, so I'll report back when I hear more about that as well. Check out some more keyboard content here. I'm MakerMods, and I'll catch you in the next video.